They told us to give a disclaimer. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters, any guests, and do not reflect any of the management, owners, sponsorships, or employees of thereof. Pretty much, if you're soft, don't listen to this podcast. One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, big things happening, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on. Unrestricted Podcast listeners, thank you so much for clicking play. Because of you, those numbers are going up, up, and up. And as you know, the Patreon is up. So if you want to be part of the Patreon crew and help keep the lights on in the building, head on over to patreon.com/DreRocka, DRERAWKA. But the best thing to do, to share, like, comment, subscribe. It's free to show love. Now, today I got my brother across from me, the COO and matchmaker of Fierce Fighting Championship. He is a pro fighter. He's also undefeated in bare knuckle.
Yeah.
Zack Partridge is in the building. Oh, man. How are you, man?
Good. How are you?
The last couple days have been heavy. I'm not going to lie.
They have been heavy.
I'm just going to keep it authentic and just say that, like, as a father, as a human being, it just feels like we can't catch a break in humanity. And
yeah.
It's just like super heavy.
No, that one, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, it hit me harder than I think I realized, like anything like that would. Authentic reaction was, I think me and my wife were talking about why it affected me so much. And I think it happened because it was in our backyard. Mm. Like that, it just hit so close to home because it was in our backyard. We live in this little bubble, and then we live inside, and then it's like Utah County is like a little bit of a bubble inside the bubble, and it just happens right there in Orem, Utah. And it's like, if it can happen there, it can happen everywhere. And then my fears start taking over, not of what actually that happened. It was horrific. It was horrible. One of the first things I said after I saw it was, don't go searching the video out. It's horrific. You'll never unsee that. And then the bantering. I think what was so special, and ironically, we remember 9/11 the very next day, and what was so ironic was 9/11, like, it brought people together. Like, I'll never forget watching, like, Mayor Giuliani at Yankee Stadium the next, after 9/11. And it just brought everybody together. And it brought everybody together through sports. I'll never forget the Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah.
Or after 9/11, but just everybody came together. And then the Charlie Kirk thing happens, and it's like divisive again. And because he antagonized, and he played in a world where debate and stuff, but I mean, he stirred the pot a little bit for sure, and he made people feel a certain way. But at the end of the day too, it's like, America is like, we're allowed to say what we want.
I think it was
to be killed over your beliefs and what you believe in being outspoken, but debating, like, that's a scary reality that's setting in. If that becomes a new normal or new standard, that goes against everything this country was built on.
Well, that's kind of the conversation that's been happening, right? Because I'm the guy that they got, right? The person that they have arrested. Obviously, he didn't kill himself, so hopefully there's some more answers as to, like, the why on things. I think this has been a conversation. I mean, going back to when Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith, it's like, are you going to just go slap any comedian that makes a joke?
Yeah.
Like, these are, obviously, it's not the same level. This whole thing that happened, it's like a perfect storm, because right after that, Colorado happened.
Yeah.
Another school shooting. Two mass school shootings are a big event, school shooting happening on the same day, literally minutes, I think it was like 7 minutes apart.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Well, and then, the reality set in as a couple days removed now. You've seen people react live, like Joe Rogan was recording a podcast when it happened with Charlie Sheen.
Oh, was he?
And you see his reaction of when he finds out on the podcast. They've released the clip of him on the podcast when his producer told him, "Hey, Charlie Kirk was just shot and he's passed." And you could see the heaviness of it set in on him. And part of that has got to be Joe Rogan isn't religious the way Charlie Kirk was, but he supported Trump, and he's a voice, and he's outspoken. And I mean, you could make a pretty big argument that Charlie Kirk brought a lot of votes to Trump, but Joe Rogan did as well. Mm-hmm. And you have to go, as a talking head, you go, am I not safe anymore? You know, and then there was a, I don't know his name, but I've seen it more and more, and he's basically the Democratic Party side of Charlie Kirk a little bit, where on TikTok he used to banter with Charlie Kirk quite a bit, and he was younger. He's in his 20s. I don't know his name, sorry, and he came out and he cried. He was sad and he was crying about it, and people were like, how can you be sad? This guy's the opposite of everything you believe in. And he's like, well, and he's just like, well, no. Like, and he's like, I'm sad for humanity and for so many, gun violence is still wrong and all these things. And just because it happened to him, like somebody that's been basically for online banter purposes, his enemy, right? But he's like, but from a humanity standpoint, it's not right. But it's a scary reality for him now, because if there's retaliation, guess who's going to be on the top of that list?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people like that too.
And it's so wrong, but it's so scary, because I saw people on my own social media. He's like, we got to go get one of them now, and it's like, no, it's got to stop. That stuff's got to stop.
That's an insane thing to think about. Like, we got to go get them now. Like, who's them?
There is no them. I was on a phone conversation with a really good friend of mine. I don't identify with either political party. Yeah. I'm an independent, but he's like, well, all these liberals. I said, stop. You stop right there. The space of why that happened in this country is here because of both sides. Mm-hmm. Both sides are responsible that this country is in this space to where this is happening. And to point fingers at one side or the other is exactly why this is happening. And people aren't allowed to talk freely and say their opinions and go around and have playful banter, yes, but also important conversations and debate on differences. Mm-hmm. It's important that we can talk about these things and have differences. Just had a guest on that's one of my best friends in life, Sajin. Me and him are complete opposites on a lot of things. And we've had many conversations where we have opposing views. But I think that's what been able to make us really good friends too, is have very different belief systems and still care about each other and have a good relationship. And it's like, that's what life is. It's about learning and growth and not being set in a set way. It's last 48 hours have been heavy.
Yeah, it's insane, man. It's a heavy time in our community. I mean, being here, like you said, it's in our backyard, and it's something that's gonna live on the internet forever. And it's like, I didn't know who Charlie was. I didn't know who this guy was, and I was just on Twitter, and all of a sudden I seen the video. I was like, nah, that's weird. Yeah, that's fake. And then all of a sudden I was on Instagram, and they're like, Charlie had been shot, and I was like, oh, that's the same guy on Twitter that I seen. Yeah. And then everything just starts unfolding on social media, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so much. It's a lot to take in, and so that's why this podcast, this show, Unrestricted, it's having these type of dialogue, but at the same time, I want to be a good release for people, right? Like, hey, come over here. Let's talk about some MMA. You know what I mean? Let's talk about some cool fights that we got coming up here soon in Salt Lake City. But before we get to that, I want to celebrate you for winning that crown. Thank you. What was that, last month?
Yeah, August 23rd, week after the Maverick Center show.
Got it done quick, man.
It's quick.
What'd you say? When in doubt, go to Gilly?
Yeah, don't be silly. Jump to Gilly. Dustin Poirier.
What was that? Minute
57.
Minute 57.
Yeah.
Fight before that, 8 seconds,
Yeah.
7, 6, something like that.
Yeah, 8.
And you got it done quick.
Yep.
I told Sajin, I was like, I'm tired of my guys getting it done quick. I put in more work on your videos, hyping your fight up.
Hey, we don't get paid by the minute in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, my paycheck's the same whether I fight 15 or 8. Like, I'm trying to keep it short.
You felt good about that fight. We talked and you felt confident. It was done exactly. I mean, I don't know if it's exactly the game plan, but you got it done. How'd you feel about this fight camp? How'd you feel about going in there and getting it done?
It's the best I've ever felt, honestly, like in the back, warming up and everything. Like, it was perfect. It was seamless. I still feel good. Like that. The thing is momentum is huge and activity matters a lot in fighting. That's 3 fights in 7 months for me, February, May, August. And, I'm back into my previous activity stretch was, before COVID, I had 3 at 11 months. So I'm as active right now as I've ever been. I'm in the gym 6 days a week. I'm at my gym either teaching or training myself Monday through Thursday from 6 a.m. to noon every day. And then still getting in my other stuff usually on Fridays and Saturdays a little bit too. So, I mean, I'm there. I'm putting in almost 30 hours a week at just the gym.
Do you feel yourself learning?
And I'm learning at I'm learning at a pace right now that I don't feel like my opposition can really keep up with. Like that guy's been fighting since like 2007 or something like that. He'd been fighting for a long time. So he's been around training a lot longer than me, but no disrespect to him. I knew like I was better everywhere. I was better on the feet. I was better in the clinch. I had better wrestling, and I had way better grappling. So, yeah, I feel like that there's momentum. Like I want to get one more in this year, and whether it's bare knuckle or MMA, like I want to do one more this year. So, and just kind of keep riding this momentum. Like my window's I still feel like it's pretty short at this point, but if I can just keep this momentum rolling, it might elongate it a little bit.
Unless you're Yoel Romero and fight at 48.
I'm not fighting at 48. I can promise you that right now. We're just trying to debate if I'm fighting at 38. Okay.
So you do want to fight before the end of the year?
Absolutely.
You don't know what opportunity. Has anybody called you?
No. We had an opportunity that we were looking at in Arizona. The opponent that we liked, that's from Arizona. I would like to experience kind of going into somebody else's backyard and fighting somebody else in their hometown and experiencing that a little bit. So he wasn't available for that date, but he said yes, he just couldn't do the date. So looking at different options maybe for that one. Big Zack Cavender he's getting a main event in Detroit for BKFC November 1st, and I threw my name in the hat. Go hop on the card with Zach. That would be super cool. My manager reached out to BKFC. I don't know if it's going to happen, but
you'll find out October 31st.
Yeah, probably. And I would hop on the plane because the Lions play the Vikings at home that weekend.
That was my next question.
And so it's like if we can go out there and get another dub and knock somebody else out on November 1st in Detroit, and then go to the Lions game Sunday and then come home.
Man,
that's a weekend.
Yeah, that's a highlight right there.
That's a weekend, my man. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just staying ready. My manager has me on his active list and sending me out. Like I said, I'm in the gym all the time. Like I could take a fight. I mean, other than the weekends that Fierce has fights, I'm like, I am available. My medicals are up to date. Like everything's ready. Just run it.
Okay.
As Zeke Latu says, run it.
Run it. It was ran at the at Bear Lake.
Yeah.
What was that? 2 weekends ago?
Last weekend.
Yeah. How was those fights?
The fights were really good, actually. Ironically, for a night afternoon, I don't know, from 4 to 7, that didn't have a lot of knockouts. I believe just one. A lot of submissions and a lot of and a couple of decisions, but like the fights were really good. Like not boring decisions. There were some good submissions and one really good knockout to start out the night. So it was fun. It was a new experience. I don't know how much Sajin shared, but dealing with the rain and stuff up there was, I mean, I've said it all along. If we keep doing this up here, one day we're gonna we're not, the fight is going to be us with Mother Nature, not two guys in the cage. And we got a good dose of that.
That's what Sajin was telling us.
We got a good dose of that Saturday. So
he said, though, right at the start time, didn't see another drop.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, it started sprinkling again, just like a little bit between the second and third fight where I was like, oh, and then it went away again. And we had the blood crew with the towels wiping the cage down between rounds and everything. And it was all good.
Is there a commission thing here?
Oh, yeah.
Where is it too wet?
So this is crazy. I learned a lesson. So you can fight in the rain in an outdoor event.
Probably not the smartest though.
They just won't. The commission won't cancel it unless there's lightning. So it's basically like baseball or football. It's just game on, baby. And I was like, this is wild. Like, it's 2025. We're more advanced than this. And the commission's just like, we can do the fights in the rain. Like, it's an equal playing field for both fighters. Like, they both have to deal with it. Yeah, let's just go.
If you slip, you tell your ACL.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be nervous if I was a fighter.
Yeah, I mean,
there's got to be a canvas out there that absorbs the water, though, right?
No way, because like the canvas is the canvas, and then there's the padding underneath it, and like, no.
Would you fight in the rain?
Absolutely, I would. It would be sick. Walker Pelto was all about it. He's like, I hope it's raining during my fight. This is sick. I'm like, you're a sicko. But that's when I'm in my promoter, like, have my promoter hat on. I'm like, this is a nightmare. But no, I think if I was in a fight mode, like, you get through a fight camp, like, dude, when you go through a fight camp, like, you'll do whatever to fight. You know, you're chomping at the bit. So nobody complained. Everybody thought it was really cool. It was a little cold, but I mean, for the most part, we had a good crowd, and the fighters enjoyed it, and yeah, it was good.
Are we looking to push it up a little bit before Labor Day?
We can't. We can't for that show. Bear Lake is like booked till Labor Day. Their Airbnbs are outrageously priced. There's no hotels up there. There's no anything. So the only way to get everybody up there and to get them to do it is the weekend after Labor Day. But we have built, now that we've experienced it, we have built a even better contingency plan for next year, that if weather decides to play a factor, we will be even more prepared.
See, that's life lessons, man. You just got to push through and you learn.
That's right.
And then you grow to get better.
That's right. Every time.
Like the iPhone 17.
I don't need another iPhone. Leave my iPhone alone. Leave Facebook updates alone. I just want everything to stay the same with that stuff, okay?
Okay, so we have our next show is Fierce Challenger Series 17, Kickboxing and Muay Thai. That's Saturday night, September 20th. We're at the Masonic Temple. The main event, is it Pino?
Yeah.
Pino and, forgive me if I say your name wrong, Idu?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, Nasir Davis's boy.
So so I said this to Sajin. I wasn't 100% sure. Is he the same guy that fought on your card at Crown?
No.
Okay.
Sajin doesn't know. He doesn't even know that he barely knows he barely knows the Utah fight. No, I'm just kidding. But this is a new guy, debut.
Okay.
But saw Lucas's knockout and raised his hand and said, "Yeah, I'll fight him." So I'm here for it. Comes from Syndicate, comes from a real camp. It's one of Nasir Davis's boys. Nasir is one of Fierce's, I mean, if not the top, one of the top talents we've ever had at Fierce Fighting Championship. So when Nasir's like, yeah, I got a guy, I'm like, gets me kind of excited, like. I
told Blake, I put this on social media. I said, I wish Nasir Davis was from Utah so I could actually root for him. Because at 42, at FFC 42, he was going against Owens, who is he's fought for Fierce a long time.
Love Nate.
He shows up, he puts on a show, and
Every
I'm like,
time.
Let's go, Owens. You're my guy. I want you to win. But at the same time, I'm like, dang, man, like Nas is good.
Nas, he's not just good, like he's special. He's special. But what was so fun with that is how that fight happened. So Nasir fought made his pro debut up in Idaho Falls for us. Mm-hmm. And then he's just like, I'm just gonna be honest with you, like I want to fight in Vegas too. So my plan is like Fierce, Vegas, and like kind of go, and then if other opportunities, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like, dude, of course he wants to fight at home if he can. Well, there's some shenanigans and politics happening in Vegas, and he's just not getting fights down there. They don't and nobody in Vegas will fight him.
That's what he was saying in the post.
Yeah.
Only Utah guys will fight him.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, well, I mean, the business wise, like as much as I love Nasir, like I still have to have somebody that can like sell tickets and like financially be the A side on this to make it make sense. I was like, who in Utah could fight Nasir Davis and like it's a good fight? And I'm like, I know who'll fight him, Nate Owens. Dude, I text Nate, and Nate's like, he goes, I watched him coming up as an amateur, and he goes, I knew we'd fight one day, and it excites me. Like, I would love to fight him. It's going to be so much fun. And dude, and I just remember people like, oh, like, what are you doing? You're this, whatever. And I'm like, Nate's going to make it a fight, and he's going to make Nasir a little uncomfortable at times. And I think he did. Like, like there is something about hitting somebody with your best shots when you expect them to go away and they stay right in your face. And Nate stayed in his face for 15 minutes. Like that really tests something. And that was a test that somebody like Nasir really had to face. He did it at the amateur level with Jackson DeGray. He had to really dig deep and figure it out in the pro level. And I mean, sorry if this was a secret. Like Nasir broke his foot a month before that fight and never pulled out and never told anybody.
Oh my gosh.
And he's fighting a dog like Nate Owens. Like, I mean, it's just, I can't say enough good things about both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nasir, did you see the post that Blake talked about? He's like, where they're like, hey, quit being all of our friends. You killed all of our friends.
Yeah.
You know? And like Nasir and Jared Van Dare were both laughing at it because it's about like, they're great dudes. But yeah, I mean, Nasir's come here. He's got 4 wins at Fierce.
I know. Nasir, why couldn't you be born in Sandy or something? Like,
he's from Chicago. I think he's from Chicago. I think he is.
So obviously he's had a fight. He said it. He said in the next, I think he said 10 years, I'm gonna be the greatest of all time. And when he said that, it gave me chills because to see him strike the way he did, he has a really good IQ. You could tell this dude lives this. He's passionate about this. I see a bright future for Nasir Davis.
He's special for sure. He's special, and we love him. He's a good human being. He's a great kid. There's a couple non-Utah people that we claim, and he's definitely one of them.
Yep, I would agree. So to the fact where I was talking about him with with Joel, and Joel was like, he's not even from Utah, Dre. I was like, forgot, because he embraces Utah and Utah embraces him.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some highlight moments here. It's like, yeah, the kid's special. He's good. He's really good.
When you make it to the top, don't forget about us.
And that's the thing. He won't. We've had some good conversations, and yeah, I'm a big fan of Nasir Davis as a fighter, but even bigger as a person. He's a good kid.
I was talking to Rob Scott with Legends in FightCon, and I was asking him about when Utah will get a world champion, and whatever it is, when will Utah get a world champion? And I look at promotions like Fierce. And Fierce is really given a stepping stone for guys that are future world champions like Nasir Davis. How does that make you feel that one day Fierce could possibly give the world and give Utah a world champion?
I mean, that's what we're building, right? It's a platform. And I mean, and as much as I love Nasir, like I want it to be one of our guys.
Of course.
And I mean, I want Nasir to get there too, but like, I wanted it. I want it for one of our homegrown Utah guys. And so that's what we're building Fierce for. But it's coming, but we still, MMA's and it's still the baby stages. Like it's only been around for the UFC, just celebrated 30 years last year. Fierce has been around for 9 years, I think now. The baby stages, but there wasn't a lot of active pro fighters in Utah for a long time. And so there's not a lot of depth to our pro ranks, and that's the next layer that we have to build up. Is now we need the talent's there and it's building, and we've had a couple people get on the bigger stages. Now we need the breakthroughs to start coming, and the only way that's going to come now is more pros and more reps and more cracks at it, and it's just a matter of time before it happens.
Are you seeing athletes sticking, whether if it's their home gym or other gyms? Are you seeing them actually taking this thing serious? Are you seeing them go for a month, have a fight, and then leave for 4 months?
It depends on the fighter. It's an individual basis, but I mean, I think that there's a good chunk of fighters that do things the right way. But I think that respectfully from an outsider looking in and somebody that's at a gym, with people that I feel like do it the right way, I think that there are a lot of people that say that they want to be a pro fighter and that they want to go to the UFC. but they don't do the proper things that it takes. It's not my place, and it's not my position to tell them what they need to be doing. That's their coaches. So I kind of just back off on that. Obviously, again, not my place. But for as many people that are saying that they want to go to the UFC and be in the UFC, there's a lot of people that I think have the ability and the potential to do it, but they need to really look at themselves in the mirror and make sure that they're doing all the little things correctly to make sure that they actually get there, because I think a lot of them say it and aren't, to be quite honest.
Well, hopefully that changed.
I think the culture is changing in Utah, and I think people are understanding that more and more, that the way we were doing it 5-8 years ago here in Utah, it was good enough for the Utah scene, but it's not good enough to crack through on the bigger stages. So I think there are guys like you look at guys like Kent, relentless worker, Joel Haro, relentless worker, Mike Jones, hard worker. He's put a lot of time into the sport, long time into the sport. You look at those guys, like, they know what it takes. But then there's a lot of guys that maybe post a lot more than they train.
That hits heavy. It's heavy. That's
it's just, but it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
But it's true, and any of them listening to this will know exactly who they are. And I'm not even thinking of anybody specifically right now. I'm not. It's not a call out on anybody, but specifically, but it's like, I hear enough I talk to coaches literally all day, every day. I know who's in rooms and who isn't, and when people are in and when not. And I ask about somebody, and coach goes, I haven't seen him in a week, or I haven't seen him in 2 weeks, or I haven't seen him since their last fight, whatever,
They see Zach and they feel guilty.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't feel guilty, but it's like, how are you going to say you're going to go to the UFC if you're perfectly healthy and you're not in the gym just because you're just chilling?
I love the accountability, because if we are going to get a world champion, we need them to take it serious. I'm selfish. Like, I want us to get that world champion.
Dude.
And just if it's not a world champion, like, hit the top 10.
Dude, you can ask Blake this. I can't remember which card it was, but one of our guys lost, and it was just like, I wasn't mad at the fighter that lost at all. I wasn't mad at the fighter that lost. They gave 100%, and that's all you can ask for. I'm just mad because I'm just like, one of these guys got to break through, and it's coming again. We just need a couple more reps and a couple more swings at it. I think that there's guys that are I think the guys are good enough, and it's a timing and it's a luck thing too, right? Like, everything has to be clicking on all cylinders all the time.
Yeah,
like,
talking to you guys, it's like mentally, physically,
dude,
emotionally.
Nobody gets like nobody. I mean, I know, like, I know. Because I've had it in my own fights when it's like, dude, when things aren't good with, I don't know, whatever, your job, or I know fighters, they're going through it with their significant other, their spouse or whatever, going through breakups, or, I know guys that are just like, they're just going through it in life, their job, they're broke, whatever, they're trying to figure out, there was a fighter on the last Maverick Center card. He lost his job like a week before the fights, and I was like, gosh, is this guy going to pull out? Like, he's kind of ghosted everybody, and he calls me. He's like, no, I'm not going anywhere. Sorry, I lost my job, but I'll be there Friday at weigh-ins, and I'll be there to fight. Like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, God, like, dude, he's got kids at home, or has at least a kid I know of. But it's like, he had a kid at home. It's like, and as a father and as a man, like, you got to provide for that kid, and you don't know if you have a job, but then you got to get in the headspace to go fight somebody. It's like, man, like that type of stuff. It's like, we don't know, and you don't know what injuries people have going. Like some of the face of our guys have gone into some of these big fights lately with serious injuries and didn't pull out because they want to go put on a show for us, for Utah MMA fans, you know. And I mean, I remember my third fight. I separated and fractured my shoulder a week before my fight, my last hard training session. My coach was like, man, I think you should pull out. I'm like, I can't. I have family flying in from California for this fight. Like, I've already bought their tickets. Like, I can't just pull out. Like, I sold a ton of tickets to that. That was my first fight that I sold a ton of tickets. And I was just like, I can't pull out. Like, screw it. Like, we just got to go. And it's like, and I'm fortunate that I won, but like, I mean, I'm fighting very, very not high level amateur guys. And I was not that good at that point either. I didn't feel like, but it's like these guys are fighting some of the top tier regional talent in the world. And it's like everything's got to be perfect.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
Yo, another W for authenticity. It's your favorite producer, the Genius Wayne. I'm the producer for Cater Dog's new album titled Underdog, and that's DAWG. We made something unbelievable, and it's out now everywhere for you to listen to. So go to your favorite streaming platform and hear it for yourself.
No pukesters helping me to the left, and no pukesters helping me to the right. Didn't need them then, don't need them now. You are the ex-champion, Olin.
Now this is the way, Tony and David, that you do the figure four leg lock.
You love wrestling.
Do you believe that Stone Cold Steve Austin is the greatest entertainer of all time?
Or maybe that Shawn Michaels is the sexiest man alive.
Or did you have a thing for Sonny from the years of 1994 to 1996 like I did?
Did you know Yokozuna isn't even Japanese?
If you could count the number of dimples on Rikishi's ass, this podcast is for you.
Follow us, the Figure 4 Podcast on Instagram, at Figure4 Podcast. And check us out on YouTube.
Do it.
Tell your punk ass friends about us.
Yeah.
You feel like, as a coach, what do you advise your fighter? If they're going in and this the injury isn't super serious. I mean, maybe it is super serious. Do you advise them, hey, like, maybe we should sit this one out? Or do you say, hey, go for it?
I'll give my coach a lot of credit. He'll give his advice, and then he's always been very supportive with me. Like Aldo, like he's like, man, I don't think you should. He told me, he's like, I think you should pull out. And he's only told me a couple times, but I'll be like, hey, here's this guy to fight. Like, let's go. And he's like, I don't like this matchup for you. You just got to listen to your coach, you know? But there's been some times where he's like, I don't like this matchup for you. And I'm like, I really like it. Like, I got this. Like, let me do this. He's like, okay, if you like it, like, let's do it. Like, he's supportive. He likes to give his input, but then he's always been supportive with me on it. So I appreciate that a lot. But I think it has a lot to do with the fighter. Like, I've had conversations with a current coach and current fierce fighter where injury happened and things that I'm talking with the coach, and I'm like, man, like, why doesn't he take this fight? Or his first option like fell out. I'm like, why doesn't he take this fight? He's better than this guy. Like, what are we doing? And the coach just said, I don't know why, but he's not confident in this matchup. So I'm saying no, because the fighter's not going to say no. So the coach kind of takes it out of the fighter's hand too, you know? So it's this interesting balance, and every coach kind of handles it different. But like, man, some guys, like, if they're just like, no, screw it, like, we just got to go, like, you just got to ride with them, you know?
Let them know that you got their bag.
Yeah. I think, man, and like, I think most coaches here in Utah, like, there's only one that I can think of that I would say doesn't have his fighters' backs all the time. I'm not going to call him out publicly, but I'll tell you after. But no, most of the coaches here in Utah are really good about just letting their guys go and supporting them.
One guy that is newer to the scene and making noise is Brock Adams. He had a big win against Kobayashi.
Yeah.
At the Maverick Center.
Yeah.
First round TKO.
And I train with Aspen. Aspen, that was for him to do that to Aspen. I'm impressed because Aspen's tough.
I've seen him at one hit. I seen him get down.
Yeah, he's tough.
A tough guy.
He is tough.
But again, this goes back to how good your matchmaking is. That was the first fight on the August 16th show.
Yeah.
Great fight to start with. Like I seen both of those names, I was like, whoa! I've seen Kobayashi get down in the gym.
Yeah.
I've already seen what Brock gave us in, I think it was Idaho.
Yeah. Well, Aspen gave us a really good fight at the Masonic Temple.
Yes.
Last year.
Exactly. So it's like I see this on the card. I'm like, wow, this is how we're opening the card. What's Brock doing really well? Like how is this kid?
I think he's a really good athlete. I think he just has so. One thing that you see with like good athletes when it translates to fighting, if they're coachable, is obviously they still have to put in the work. But when somebody has good athletic background, one of the biggest advantages and that creates that creates natural punching power is their balance. And if you watch him when he's punching, like his feet are always under him and he's always very balanced. And I think that he sits on his punches really low and he just generates a lot of power. And it's just. Yeah, I mean, I just think he hits really hard.
Are we gonna see him in November?
I'm not saying no.
Okay.
I mean, his name has not been submitted on the wish list of people that are itching to get back in there. And that's the other thing. You never know. Like they can go in and look great and then have an injury or something and. Maybe they were fighting through an injury or whatever and wanting something to heal up or maybe just needs a little bit of a break. Yeah. I don't know. But I hope we see him again soon. I think he's one of the more promising prospects right now.
Is the November card done?
No.
Okay. All right.
No, we have some title fights on it already that are done. Zeke Lawtoo's on it. That fight's done. A couple amateur title fights. Your girl Kiwi's back. That fight's done in November in MMA. But yeah,
that makes me happy that she's active.
Me too.
That was the thing that I told her. I was like, hey, look, if you're gonna be all in on this thing, we need to see you more active.
Activity matters.
Exactly what you said.
Activity matters.
And she's somebody that has, in my opinion, she has it. Like seeing her spar with you, seeing what she did in Price, like she has it. Mm-hmm. She needs to stop headbanging when she comes out.
I'm good with it. Just be her. Let her be her. She's a little metalhead. Rock on, girl.
I'm still looking at the 42 card because this was like Fierce's WrestleMania. Yeah, I mean this was the biggest card of the year.
I thought it was the best card we've ever put on.
Ever.
Yeah.
Great. And by the way, I had a gig right after it at the bar because it was
UFC fights.
Yeah, it was a pay-per-view fight.
I know.
And so I was like, oh damn, I have to jet to this.
Everybody was like, why do you guys do this? I'm like, we were booked way before the UFC. We dibsed it first.
Dana, what are you doing?
Dana.
Chris Ventura. What's your thoughts on Chris?
He just signed he's fighting October 3rd at FightCon. Short notice against Nate Ayers.
Wow.
Number 1 contender fight for 45 title. So
is this the MMA fight?
Yeah. October 3rd at FightCon will be MMA. Chris is this is a big fight for Chris and Nate because they both have been building, but like I feel like they're both right there and knocking and have a lot of momentum between them. So somebody's I think that's going to could be one that steals the show a little bit October 3rd and and when whoever wins that fight when they're ready to go is probably going to get a crack at that 45 title.
Nate, have we seen Nate fight recently?
I think his last fight was at Steelfist in a Muay Thai fight.
Okay. Because I remember seeing him at FightCon last year. We interviewed him, me and Blake.
Yep.
And he went on his honeymoon.
Yep.
I don't remember seeing him.
He fought at the Temple. Okay. He fought at the Temple, I think in November or December.
Cheetah. He had cheetah shorts on, I think.
Yep.
Okay, I remember now. Yeah, he's a tough cookie, man. I do like Chris a lot. I like what Rise got's going on over there.
I like Tayson Royer a lot. I'm going to give a shout out to Tayson. That dude, He is the best 1-3 in the country. He says yes to the toughest guys all the time on short notice, whatever. He's doing it right as an amateur that wants to have a long, good career. He's fighting the toughest of tough guys. And I said, don't worry, dude, like, we'll get you good. And he's like, no, I want all the, I'm like, you say yes to all the toughest guys. He goes, I keep giving them to me. I'm going to start beating them. You watch. Like,
I love that.
I love that kid. I give a lot of credit to Tayson Royer.
Where's he fight at?
He's up in, there's a newer gym up there up in Logan, but he's up in Logan.
Oh, okay. Nick Lavulo and James Iona.
My goodness.
Yeah, Nick, he's coming off of that like 6-second knockout at the Warehouse 22.
Yeah. I mean, the way they fought, flip a coin. They just flipped a coin and said, it's going to be me or you. One of us is getting knocked out. That's it.
Whole lot of bad crazy there. 26-second knockout.
Yeah.
That was James's debut, right?
Yeah. And he's like a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, and he showed zero interest in grappling.
He fought really well. I think he was training at Arise as well, I think.
He was up there. Him and Zeke have been kind of together, so yeah.
Yeah, good performance from him. Any word on him with that quick fight?
I believe he suffered a hand injury in that, so we're just making sure everything gets healed up, and I'd love to get him back there soon. I don't know who the freak's going to fight that guy after that. Hey, if you're a 205er or 185, 195, and you want to raise your hand to fight that guy, like, hit me up.
I mean, maybe. Well, that was amateur, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're looking for Amy for him. Jorgensen and Braswell.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on this fight?
Okay, Brait Jorgensen. Did you follow what happened up in Bear Lake?
I didn't.
Brait and Jorgensen came up to corner Tony Garcia, and he goes, hey, we're at weigh-ins. We are at weigh-ins. And he goes, hey, if anybody at 135 drops out, I'm ready to fight tomorrow. And I said, that's really interesting. Somebody at 135 dropped out this morning, didn't get their medicals done in time. Didn't get their blood work, promised over and over again that, yeah, we got it. It never came, so we canceled the fight. And he goes, oh, I'm down. I was like, well, let me call him because it's a debut. He's 2-0. Let me call this 0-0 debuter. And, yeah, and so they ended up fighting on 20 hours notice. They weighed in. The event was scheduled to start at 4, started at like 4:30 because of the rain delay. They got to the venue at 2:30, and we made it a featherweight fight. They both weighed in at 143 and 144. At 2:30 in the afternoon, the day of the fights, together, and they fought. Brayton moved to 3-0 after a second round sub.
Definition of run it,
dude. I mean,
blonde hair kid, right?
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I remember.
Scotty Jorgensen, former UFC vet, his dad was in his corner. You know, so yeah, Brayton's that kid's tough. Nico's tough. Like, and that's the other thing. Like Nico, yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, 2-0. Dude, I give a lot of credit to Nico. I think other than his title fight with Derek Jorgensen, I don't think he has ever fought his original opponent. He is, in normal fight, minus his title fight, his 3 other fights, he is 3 for 3, getting a short notice replacement within 10 to 14 days, all 3 fights.
Man. Jeez, well, next time, hopefully his opponent shows up.
That would be great.
Calvin Taylor and what was that? College?
Yeah, Morgan College.
Calvin Taylor.
That's my guy.
Is he out of one hit?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, he's part of that. Aspen Kobayashi and Calvin and all them guys. They're all of Ammon Garcia's little minions.
Yeah. Tough kid, man.
Now Calvin's a dog. He's moved to 3-1. He's 2-0 at 155. He's looked incredible since moving from 170 to 155. His only loss coming to our former 170 champ, Dosam Leon. So Calvin's next fight is more than likely going to be challenging for the 155 title against Logan Taylor. More than likely. It's not done, but he said, like, it's nothing against Logan, but he's like, I'm 3-1. Like, I with 3 finishes, like, I want a shot at the belt, and I think he deserves it. So he's got to get healthy. Logan obviously has to still get healthy, so we'll see timeline what happens there, but I think Calvin's right there.
Taylor. Good luck, Blake.
Yeah, Logan Taylor versus, oh gosh, I didn't even think about that yet. Blake's going to hate me.
Nicole Fuga and, what was that, Kenzie Castle?
Yeah. Dude, I thought that was the best Nicole's ever looked.
She looked. I mean, other than the knockout that she did.
I mean, the knockout was good, but dude, she dominated.
Yeah.
She and dude, Kenzie's tough on paper. To be honest, we make these fights. Both teams do their research. They agree, whatever. On paper, Kenzie probably was supposed to win that fight on paper with her jiu-jitsu background and everything. And Nicole she took Kenzie is a very good jiu-jitsu player and a very good martial artist. And what Nicole did was made it a fight, and she whooped her in that fight.
I do want to see Nicole's jiu-jitsu, though. I mean, coming out of Agima, I would love to see what she can do. I don't think I've seen that just yet.
I mean, she shut down Kenzie's jiu-jitsu. That's defensive jiu-jitsu, and she did it beautifully.
Yeah, I like. It's funny too because on the flyer, everybody's all mean mugging, and then Nicole's just smiling.
Yeah,
like she's gonna bring cookies to the fight or something.
She might.
Nice lady, but definitely a badass.
Killer.
Pfeiffer and Woodhouse. This one right here for me was one of the ones where I was like, oh my goodness, because you got Pfeiffer that's what is it, about 7 foot.
He's like 6'4".
He's a tall, lanky guy.
No.
Strong kid. And then you got Woodhouse that's more compact, strong, muscular, look like a running back.
He played running back for the University of Idaho State.
See? Look at.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
No, yeah, he played college football at Idaho State.
See?
That's why he's in Pocatello.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense now.
I mean,
but this fight right here, this was one of those ones where I was like, man, if Five can get this done, it's gonna be a huge name for his record.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he might have the physical tools to be up there with any amateur in the region, if not the country, of like potential. And Mike knows that I love him. He's my guy. He trains with us at One Hit too, and he's a knucklehead. Mike knows you're a knucklehead.
What does that mean? Is that code for he ain't in the gym?
No, dude, he gets his work in. Okay. He gets his work in. He's
Is he Hammond Garcia?
No, nobody's an Hammond Garcia knucklehead. No, he just man, he's Suburban Mike, right? That's his nickname is Suburban Mike Pfeiffer. He just needs to have that swagger all the time. I think he second guesses himself and doubts himself too much. I think his biggest detriment right now is I don't think he understands how good he is. He believes in himself and he says he's confident and stuff, but like when I'm watching him or when I'm sparring with him, he's like, to me, it's like he's the reason why I'm not a real 185er. Like my last couple of fights have been at 85, but like he's a real 185er, and he has all these tools and abilities and he's very athletically gifted and he does work, like he works relentlessly when he's at the gym. Like some people like take breaks or whatever and he's like, nah, do it again. Let's do it again. Like, dude, he puts in work and it's starting to come together very nicely and everything with him.
How old's the kid? He isn't even 21 yet, right?
Oh, yeah. I think he's 23, 24 maybe.
I know he's younger.
Before
this fight, his last fight, was it against Mafaleo?
Yes.
Okay, so
but he got injured. He was supposed to fight Walker Pelto up in Bear Lake last year, and then he got hurt.
Could that be the next one?
It could be. Walker got a big win up in Bear Lake.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying no, but at the same time, I'm not saying that that's the fight to make right now.
Yeah,
we got to see how some things play out in timelines, right? I mean, shout out Walker. I mean, he got married the day we were at the Maverick Center. He was getting married, went on his honeymoon, and then 2 weeks later, put on the best performance of, I think, his career against his toughest opponent that he's faced probably to that point. That he's beat, not counting his losses, but yeah, we'll see.
All right, Damian Gothard and Mark Gonzalez. This was the heavyweight fight that I thought was going to be a wrestling match, and it turned out to be a little bit of that, a lot of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, not the way that I wanted it to go, being a Panda fan. What was your thoughts on this fight?
again, this is Mark's business, so I'm not going to put it out there. But again, you don't always know what fighters are going through in their personal lives, and I would say he was going through some of his own heavy stuff in his personal life in that camp that I think was a bit of a distraction to him. Validly so. Family comes first. Had a talk. That was one that maybe he should have pulled out of that fight. Because, and this isn't anything that I haven't said to him to his face, he wasn't as prepared as he should have been for that fight. No disrespect to Damian. I think he's a very good fighter. I don't think the gap between him and Mark's wrestling is as big as it showed in that fight. That looked like a guy that came in very locked in and prepared, and congratulations and all credit to him for coming locked in and prepared, versus a guy that probably wasn't as prepared as he should have been.
Yeah, it surprised me because seeing what he did in his performance in Idaho, talking about Panda.
But let's take it one step further. His title defense fight against Igor, who was a grappler, heavy grappler. And in my opinion, I think you can make a pretty strong case that Igor was a more accomplished grappler than Damian. And Mark handled that very well. So what it did is it showed me that Mark has the ability to deal with it when he's preparing correctly for it. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's so important to have a good camp. And again, Mark showed up. He did a lot of things right that camp as far as promoting, and he was a good business partner to the show, and I give him credit for that. As a teammate and as somebody that's in the room with him, and again, whatever reasons, personal, not whatever, he's at a level now where if you can't put in the right camp, like, you will lose, and it'll look similar to that.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys talked at all about what the future looks like for?
Yeah.
Any word on November? Are we looking at next year?
Yeah, probably next year. Okay. Personally for me, and this isn't just Mark, this is most heavyweights. When you're like that, I would like to see him walking around at a lighter weight. Mm-hmm. I think he has abilities and gifts that not a lot of, like, he's kind of a freak. In a good way with his gifts and ability at heavyweight. The way he moves, as fast as he moves, and things that he does well. If he was walking around 250 pounds, it's a big problem for a lot of heavyweights.
So you would want him to stay at heavyweight, just a smaller heavyweight?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think he should. And I mean, I've shared this with him before. I'm not saying anything. I'm not what it, and it's not just him. This is a shout to all fighters. Like, there's a certain weight that you should be fighting at, and you shouldn't be doing your camp worried about losing weight or cutting weight and stuff like that. It should be, what's your optimal walking weight, and every fighter should find their optimal walking weight and stay disciplined enough to do that. But especially when you're a pro, like, that's part of being the word professional in there, right? Part of that professional is the responsibility that you have to do things the right way and
have your labs done.
Yeah, the homie that didn't get his labs done. But for me too, like, it's like, I was letting myself forever. I was letting myself get way too heavy between fights, and that weight cut to 170 was rough. And a lot of it was my doing. I mean, I was lighter my last fight going to 85. I was lighter to 85 than I usually was cutting to 70.
Wow.
And I think that is part of the reason why I felt so incredibly locked in and good for that camp, is I knew I was prepared. So, I mean, I think Mark will benefit a lot. I think he'll make the proper adjustments, and I think you'll see. I think Mark's next fight, you'll see a much, much better version of Mark Gonzalez. I truly do believe that.
If you fight in Detroit, are you coming out to a Detroit artist?
Dude, Eminem, Kid Rock, Barry Sanders jersey, all of it.
You've already thought about this.
All of it.
You want to be the blue corner? Is that what?
I don't even care about that, but yeah, take my hands in blue too.
The fight that for me was one of those fights where it's like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be fun. Darian Orvin, Ammon Garcia. Got to go to one hit, see Ammon get down in the gym, and that dude's an animal. That dude's a freak. And leading up to this fight, one thing that kind of bothered me was Darian Orvin's self-deprecating on social media, where he's like, he kind of has like a comedic thing where he's like, come see me get knocked out, come see me get choked out. I'm gonna fight the scariest guy in Utah. Nobody will do it, but I'm gonna do it. And it's like, there is some truth to that. Ammon is a scary guy to fight, but at the same time, I'm like, dog, like you can have confidence that you can go in there and get something done.
So, I believe, I'm not speaking for Darian. I'm not in his camp. I don't pretend to be like have a close relationship with Darian, but I believe he does believe in himself. I think that is all for show, and I think that he does it to try and get his opponents to take him easy so that they're not as prepared as they should be to fight him. Because Darian puts in work, and if you look at the body of work that Darian has put in over his career, and some of the guys that he has beaten who, on paper, he shouldn't have, to be frank, but he does because he works harder than them. He doesn't quit. Like, he believes in himself. He does believe in himself. You cannot have the success in this sport. Trust me, I step in that cage. You cannot have that type of success that he has found in this sport by not believing in yourself. He works incredibly hard. He believes in himself. And I think he just puts on a show. Ammon told him in the cage, when I found out I was fighting you, I worked really hard. Because Ammon said it to me too, and it is true. And it's the reason why Ammon looked the way he did in that fight is because he knew if he tried to cut corners thinking, I'm better than Darian, I'm just going to walk in and it's going to be easy and I'm going to knock him out, that Darian is good enough to beat you. And Ammon knew that and understood that.
That's why I don't know why he would even, Orvin would even say that, because
I think he was just trying to play head games with him a little bit. And to be honest, again, I do give credit to Darian, and he's a good business partner. He'd be welcome back at Fierce anytime. I as a fighter and what he's done as a promoter to a fighter, like, I would absolutely have Darian back in a heart, and he knows that. That being said, I think he picked the wrong time to ask to fight Ammon.
This was his pro debut as well.
That was his pro debut, and damn it, Ammon was 0-1-1 at that point. And the reality is, Ammon was not getting ready to fight Darian Orvin. He was preparing to get his first pro win, just like Darian was. Ammon is hungry all camp. He worked like a dog all camp. And he wasn't getting ready to fight anybody. He was fighting to get his hand raised. And I mean, he was emphatic with it. So
I'm gonna share a DM from me and Ammon, and hopefully Ammon don't get mad.
He won't.
After I went to the gym and I helped him out with some footage and stuff, I posted the clip of him talking about his shirt, right? And he's like, "Why'd you post my crash out?" I said, "Your whole training was a crash out." And then he didn't say nothing back, and I was like, because I don't know him like that, you know. So I'm like, damn, did I make him mad?
He's always mad. He's fine.
But nah, he's like, man, I appreciate all all the help and whatnot. And
yeah,
he reminds me of the '80s villain in like the Cobra Kai.
Dude, I mean, that's him though. Like, yeah. the thing that he is kind of a pain in my butt in a lot of ways. Ammon knows. Like, I appreciate him, and like, he's a good training partner, and somebody that I do consider a friend as well. But like, he is kind of a giant pain in my butt with some things, and yeah. Anyways, sorry, I'm having flashbacks to our conversation last weekend.
Did he break his hand?
Yeah, he did. So he has surgery. He had surgery, and yeah, he's itching to get back as soon as he can. But yeah, he just needs to calm down for a sec. But the thing is with Ammon is it's authentic and it's real and it's him, and that's why people are drawn to him. When he says like he wants to break bones and break, like so many fighters talk about wanting to be that guy. He is that guy. Legitimately, he is that guy. Like, there is a very notable pro in Utah that I would say people do fear a little bit. And I tend to believe that person puts on a front a little bit to be that person. But like we've seen it in the cage, like he's maybe not totally that person. Like he wishes he was Ammon. Like Ammon's that guy.
I see a bright future for Ammon.
I do too. I mean, honestly, it was like John Wood, the head coach at Syndicate, he said it perfectly because when Ammon fought Daniel Keepers and got his loss, John Wood said, we train really hard for you. And he goes, you're 0-1-1. He goes, you remind me a lot of Daniel because Daniel was 0-2 at one point. Daniel's now 4-2.
Wow.
And he's John Wood, he's in the corner of UFC world champions. And he looked at Ammon and he's like, you're going to be good, kid. Like, you're fine. Like, and I believe so too. I still do. I think Ammon's going to the UFC.
Is Ammon in the right weight division?
Yes.
Who do you have anybody, like, is there a dream match for him? Like, do you fantasy book, even though it's not done? Do you fantasy book a lot?
Oh yeah.
I told Marco that I want to see him and Joel in the jiu-jitsu match.
Him and Joel in jiu-jitsu? That'd be wild.
Because he was like, I got good jiu-jitsu.
He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
That's what he said. And I was like, I bet you Joel will tap you out.
You said that to him?
On the podcast. I'm going to clip it up. Joe, I was rock. No, you know why I said
crazy,
that? Because
Dre.
Marco, I was like, who in the locker room, blue corner, red corner, they're on the separate locker rooms. Who runs the jukebox? Who has the boombox? And he was like, Marco was like, me and Kent. Like, if we're in the locker room, we're running the boombox. I was like, you're not even the main event. I was like, Joel's the main event. He should have the boombox. And he was
you're crazy, bro.
Yeah. Here's the cool thing about being who I am with the mic is that if anybody slaps me, they're gonna feel bad because I'm just a guy with a mic. But yeah, I said
it's true though. If you have Kent in your corner, you pretty much do whatever you want. So. That's why I do what I want. I know Kent's got my back. We're good.
Exactly. But I see a bright future for Ammon in fantasy booking. Do you have a name for Ammon?
Yes.
Do you want to share that name?
No.
Will this be maybe a Maverick Center next year? Possibly.
Yes.
All right. Guess we'll have to wait. Has the name that you're thinking of, was it on the 42 card?
No.
Was it on a recent Fierce card?
No.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it there.
I'll tell you after.
All right. We talked about Nasir Davis and Owens.
Yeah.
Talk about the man we just talked about, Marco Sanchez against was it Justin McDonald?
Correct.
Tough fight. Justin McDonald's a tough cookie. Marco coming off of his last fight was Karate Combat.
Correct.
Wanted to shake the cobwebs off. Why was this the match for both of these guys?
Honestly, it's really interesting because Marco needed to go down to 170, and Justin wanted an opportunity on the card. I think he was one of those. He wanted on the Maverick Center card, and Justin, honestly, so for people who don't know, like me and Justin have a little bit of a history. Like we fought. Me and Justin fought, and I think he's one of the guys. I think he gets a really bad rap in Utah MMA. I think people think that he's a dick or cocky or whatever, and I think he is humble, and I think he is shy and uncomfortable in social situations a little bit, and I think people take it the wrong way. So I don't man to man. I have no issues with Justin McDonald, and Marco doesn't either. It's not personal. It was a fight that made sense for both of them. It was stylistically. I think if Justin could have executed some things a little bit better, he could have done better. But again, I think Marco's. Marco is so selfless, putting his energy into his guys that I was really happy for him to see him be able to come out and have the performance that he did. I thought that was the best Marco's ever looked, and I hope he can build off that.
It was welterweight, right?
Correct, and that was his first fight at welterweight, at least in a long time. I haven't seen him at welterweight in Utah, that's for sure. But I think Justin, once he settles in, that was his first camp at the Pit. So I would like to see. We would like to have Justin back, and I'd like, and I'm hoping we see Marco again before the end of this year.
Anthony Castro and Melvin Joy. This is a Battle of Idaho guys, right?
Yeah.
This was Castro coming off. Did he get an award last year?
Yeah, he had knockout of the year.
That's
against
right.
Nino.
And it seemed like these two were like battling to see who's the top guy in Idaho.
Yeah.
Is what it felt like.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this match?
Anthony Castro is the best fighter in Idaho right now. Come at me. I don't know. I mean,
Melvin gave him some tough problems.
Melvin's. So Anthony has beautiful boxing, and Melvin's style was so awkward. I think it was hard for Anthony to get into his rhythm on the feet, which isn't something that watching film is something that you're accustomed to when you watch Anthony Castro fight. I've watched a lot of film on Anthony. I've been offered to fight him as an amateur, as a pro from other promotions. So I did it before Anthony started fighting for us. I did extensive research.
Anthony Castro?
Yeah,
isn't he like
170? I'd been offered to fight him as an amateur and pro.
No, but what's his age? Isn't he only like 24, 23?
Yeah.
He's a young guy.
Yeah, that's why I'm not fighting him. So I want to just keep fighting old guys, like myself. No, but but Melvin did some things that were really good, and he had his own. Anthony was just a little bit too much. But Melvin's a young kid too, who's 5-0 at like 21, 22 years old. Melvin's going to be just fine. He has a good camp around him, but stay tuned because I believe that Anthony Castro will be, if all things line up correctly, we could be announcing Anthony Castro's as a main event at a card at the beginning of 2026 for our pro welterweight title
at the Mountain America Center.
Yes,
that's exciting.
Yeah,
Zeke Latu, Daniel Trejo. This was one of those top 5 fights that I wanted to see happen. Ever since I seen Trejo with Kent, I was like, I want to see him and Zeke go at it.
Yeah.
This is the card, or this is the match that you made. Zeke coming off of his LFA loss, and Trejo coming off of a big win against a giant.
Yeah.
Why was this the match that you wanted to make with these two?
I thought it just made a lot of sense. I thought it was risky for both of them, to be honest. One thing that was Trejo's only loss at heavyweight was against Kent. His only losses now are against Kent and Zeke at heavyweight. Otherwise, he's 4-0 at heavyweight outside of the state of Utah. So, Trejo, the interesting thing is Trejo, I think, and we saw it with Kent, his size and being shorter and then quicker gives a lot of heavyweights problems. I think one thing that we saw though too is Zeke. He is so gifted and he's so quick himself. I think the speed adjustment that Trejo, I think that was the first time Trejo's been in there with somebody that could move the way he moves, but he's just a little bit bigger and hits really hard too. So that's why we got the quick result that we did. But yeah, I mean I like Dan Trejo a lot. But happy for Zeke, and Zeke's fight in November is already a done deal, so that'll be fun.
Is the contract signed?
Can
we announce who he's fighting?
No.
Okay. All right. Tell me off camera.
Okay.
In the main event, Joel Haro, Justin Horsley. I feel like this is a fight that got a lot of, I don't want to say animosity, but I felt the tension with this fight. It felt like Horsley came in very, very confident, and it felt like Joel, same thing. Felt like Joel kind of got in the headspace where he's like, I'm in a better headspace, and this was a great fight.
The fight was everything that like we wanted. Like, so the whole card was great, but you know what was nice is like we put on some big fights, and not that they weren't like past ones weren't like great fights or whatever. Like this fight just like delivered beyond all expectations. Like everybody kind of knew that it was going to be a really fun, good fight, but like it was unreal. Like I still have blood splatter on my laptop and stuff that I'm just not going to wipe off because it was just awesome. Like they went to absolute war. Justin drops Joel in the first, gets the big slam when Joel hung onto the Kimura, which I hate. Fighters, stop hanging onto Kimuras on the feet. Scares the crap out of me. But yeah, and then Joel, you know, once he found his rhythm, and I mean Joel looked great. Joel looked sharp. He looked really good. I think that the sign of one of the things that makes Joel special and really good, it's the way that all fighters should be, is when you lose, what do you learn from it and how do you come back? We've now seen Joel as a pro lose twice and come back with A+ performances, right?
Yeah.
So I think that speaks a lot to Joel and where he's at. And then Justin, they both made concessions to make this fight happen, and I appreciate both of them for doing that. Joel going up to 140. He's a 35er. Justin, who used to be a 35er, but really he's built to be a 45er now. And he wasn't willing to cut all the way down to 35, but he said, I'll go to 40 to make it happen. So, I'll come down 5 if Joel come up 5, and we can meet in the middle. And, I think they had a healthy respect for each other, but they've been around the scene for a long time, just kind of always on the outskirts of each other. So I'm glad that fight got to happen. That was probably the funnest I've ever had.
There was a moment in the fight where I thought I seen a towel get thrown into the cage. Am I bugging?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I seen a towel for some reason.
I don't think so.
I'm going to have to go back on the Fierce Fighting Championship app and watch the fight.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't recall that. A towel might have got left in the cage at one point and got thrown out.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe the ref threw it out.
I think Tyler Tomlinson threw one out of the cage that got left in because, Justin was
leaking.
He was bleeding pretty good, but he said it. And what was so great about that performance is it just goes to show that if you go into a fight and you go give 110, like he said, dude, he sold more tickets than anybody has in the last. He sold more tickets to that fight than anybody has at Fierce since Ben Moa.
Wow.
And I don't think, and indicatively, sadly, but this happens, whenever fighters lose, they inevitably sell less tickets than the next time they fight. Pretty much every time. Mm. Not only do I think Justin Horsley with that performance, he probably gained fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, tell me you wouldn't pay your hard-earned money to go watch that guy fight again.
He gave
win
it
or
all.
lose. Dude, it was awesome. And Joel pretty much barely had a scratch on his face after the fight. He fought beautifully. And it was the weirdest part about that is Justin got so much credit for how tough he was and how awesome he was that it was almost like he still won.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm but wait a sec. Don't forget, Joel he had probably the best performance of his pro career. He looked unreal. Joel looked unreal. So I was really happy for both of them that we could have that moment. That's the first time since I've ran the show that we've given the mic to the losing fighter.
Really?
He earned that.
I didn't even realize that.
He earned that. When he was in the cage, I said, do you want mic time? He's like, yeah, absolutely. It wasn't even a question. Mm-hmm. Usually when people hang around after, they think that maybe they're going to get some mic time if they lose. I'm like, go ahead, go see the doc.
Is that awkward?
Not for me. I don't care.
He's like, come on, man. I need to shout out my sponsors.
No. Dude, if you notice, we've stopped doing a lot of post-fight interviews for that very reason because most fighters, they don't know what to do. Make your post-fight shout out to your sponsors on your Instagram later that night.
Yeah. I told Zeke because he has a hard time with his Spanish sponsor.
It's so funny.
He's like, come on, man, we got to get you an interpreter. But you mentioned it. Joel left there without a scratch. I texted him the day after. He said, I'm good. Do we have him a name?
We're targeting a date.
Is it before the end of the year?
We're hoping so, yeah.
Is this looking at December?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. What else we got? I'm gonna wrap this thing up, but we gotta talk about FightCon, October 3rd.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. All right.
I already know what you're gonna say.
My guy, Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones.
Yeah.
Moving up to heavyweight to fight Roundstone, somebody that is on a 7-fight losing streak, 5 of that being MMA, 2 of those being bare knuckle. Somebody that just got pretty beat up pretty bad against Kent Mafaleo. I know he is somebody that will say yes. He is somebody that Fierce I feel like people love Roundstone, but why was this the fight, and why at heavyweight, and why against somebody like Mike Jones?
Because Mike Jones agreed to and signed a contract to 4 other fighters at 3 other weight classes before that was finally announced. Mike had agreements at 185, 195, and 205. And I actually think I want to say 2 at 205. We had one guy who signed the contract and sent it over and sent his pictures and his IDs for his flight information, and literally the next morning blew out his ACL at practice. We had another guy, the original opponent, he signed, he got hired on at his local fire department and was in academy for the whole month of September, and they said, no, you are not getting time off at your new job to go fight and train to fight, which is fair.
Yeah,
right?
Salute to our firemen and women.
Absolutely. We had another guy that blew his ACL out. We had another gentleman who, can't remember the third one for some reason, but the fourth one, he agreed everything was done, and there was something with a different athletic commission somehow suspended him because there was a mix-up. He's in a lawsuit with his ex-wife over some child support money, but he has full custody of the kid, and so they're trying to get the child support claim wiped out because he has the kid, but to the state that he's in, somehow he's behind on child support until the civil lawsuit is settled. So technically he fought in Texas without a proper license because he wasn't supposed to get one because just crazy circumstances that people just kept falling out. And Mike was literally just like, the other one was AJ Perez that fought Kent.
What?
He couldn't get work off. He agreed everything.
Oh, that's the fight I would want to see.
Yeah. Yeah, right? That was the big one.
Was that at heavyweight as well?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, AJ was like 260.
Yeah.
And that was 185. So it was like 185. I think it was 185, 195, 205, and another heavyweight. So four different guys. I forgot about it. Yeah, AJ. Everything was done. He just couldn't get work off. He couldn't. Supervisor wouldn't give him approval to get work off for that weekend. He was working that weekend.
So you go through all these fighters.
So we're going through, and then finally I'm just like,
you drive by an In-N-Out, and you're like, I got the guy.
It's in his contract every time. He's got to get that gift card. But yeah, it's fun though, right? And I mean, I messaged Ruben, dude. I've checked in on Ruben a few times since his kid passed away. Just to check on him, and I sent him a message, and it wasn't even necessarily to see if he wanted to fight Mike. It was just to say, hey, what's up? And he texted me, he goes, what's up, boss man? Who do you want me to beat up? And I was like, well, if that's the headspace you're in, like, are you good? He's like, no, I'm not good, but like, who do you want me to fight? And I was like, I'm not just this guy that's just like, trying to just throw fights together. I want it to make sense. I want to make, like, if we get Ruben back here, I want a good version of Ruben, Yeah. I want the guy that fought Zeke. Yeah. Like, but he's back in Montana with his brother, and he's training and he's doing his thing. So, he didn't hesitate, and he wants it, and he's hungry, and he says he's got a fire in his belly, and he's ready to go. So,
the second part of that question is, this is a huge risk for Mike Jones.
It absolutely is.
So why would Mike Jones? Because Mike Jones has said no to fights before, when it was short notice.
And he wasn't healthy.
Gotcha.
Like, I think the circumstance you're talking about, to be fair to Mike, he never pulled out of the fight. Once his opponent pulled out, like, he had a pretty significant injury that he wasn't going to re-sign for another fight with. Yeah. And that's fair. And he's earned that.
So this is just one of those fights where it's like, it's a huge risk for Mike. And honestly, Brownstone got nothing to lose.
You may think that, but he doesn't.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's not just coming down here to get his show money and fly back to Montana. He's coming down here to, like, make a statement win. Mm-hmm. He needs to build that momentum back, and he wants it, and he's hungry. So
that makes a dangerous man.
Absolutely, it does, and Mike understands that, and Mike knows. You know, Mike's a dangerous guy. It's interesting. I mean, I'll tell you this: I've never gotten so many text messages, and this is coming off Haro and Justin, that people are like, "Oh, this is cool." I've never gotten so many text messages like Mike Jones at heavyweight, like, "What the hell are we doing here?" And I'm just like,
yeah, what does that look like? What does Mike look like at heavyweight?
Jacked with abs. I don't know. He says he's been drinking a lot of beer. Who knows? I'm joking. It was Jeremy's like, Jeremy like wanted him, like, I don't know. Like Mike's just at a point too where he's just fighting for fun. Like he's having fun, and like, dude, Ruben's a character. He's fun. Like,
yeah,
I think it'll be a good time, and I think fun will be had by all.
Well, no, it's gonna be a great time. That's why I'm really excited about it. And it was shocking because I see the flyer announced and it's somebody else, and then another flyer comes out and it's Roundstone. I'm like, what? Roundstone lose a bunch of weight, and then it's like, no, it's at heavyweight. It's like, what?
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it, and I believe Ruben when he says he's ready to go and he's hungry. If he's training, he's back up training with his brother in Montana. Like I said, he's on the farm doing his thing, getting in shape. So I think we'll have a good time.
We also have Chu versus Simpson.
I mean,
that's gonna be a banger.
That's an interesting fight. It's an interesting fight, and I mean, Josiah with early fight of the year candidate with him and Alden Ashcraft earlier, and then every time it seems like people count out Chris Chu, he comes out and he gets a big win. So I'm very interested in that fight.
Chris Chu, did he move up to pro?
He's been a pro.
He's been pro?
Yeah.
Did he hold the amateur title?
No, he fought for it, but he lost to Andrew Mickelson and Price 2 years ago.
That's what it was. And Simpson said he's the boogeyman. He said Ashcraft.
Well, Alden was the boogeyman. Nobody wanted to fight him, and then Josiah fought him and beat him, and yeah, he's the boogeyman. So we'll see.
Julian Ruiz on the card.
Julian's back.
Who's he fighting?
Shane Misterita from Florida.
Okay.
Orlando, Florida. Be a good fight. Shane's tough. Shane's a tough guy. Very durable. I think he's gonna push Julian. He's gonna be in Julian's face for 15 minutes, and he's the perfect dance partner for somebody like Julian to come out and make a statement on.
Vigil.
Yeah.
Back at it. He's coming off of a win at the Masonic Temple.
Back-to-back wins. Dude, Teague is 0-4, was 0-4, and now is on the verge of becoming 3-4. And I just think because he has a bad record, he took some bad fights early on when he wasn't really with a full-time gym and stuff. Like, he has all the talent in the world, and now it's coming together, and he's going on a tear. And it's, dude, I watch him work, and I'm a believer. No, dude, nobody outworks that guy. Nobody.
It's a tattoo. You can't have a big ass tattoo on your chest and not be
with a cross.
Yeah. You can't have that and not be a grinder.
Teague's awesome. I love that guy.
David Kim's back.
David Kim's back.
Who's he fighting?
Donnie Wegner, who's back. He was on that first Masonic Temple card against Chris Anderson. Donnie had an injury after that fight, wanted to come back to Fierce. We loved working with him. He's a grappler. David's a grappler. I think we're going to see some really good high-level grappling in that fight.
Are we only doing 5 fights?
For pro, yeah.
Okay. And then we have an undercard?
Oh, yeah. We have a full prelim card.
Full card?
Oh, yeah.
At the FightCon, October 3rd. Doors open at 6?
Yeah, at least, I think, 11 or 12 fights, yeah. Yeah, doors open at 6. Fights will start at 7.
At the Salt Palace.
Correct.
Are we getting tickets at FightCon or at Fierce?
So fiercefightingchampionship.com, you still get tickets, and then if you buy table tickets to the event, you buy table tickets to the event. That will get you into the whole convention as well.
Great. There's so much going on at FightCon this year. So good last year. They made it 2 days. There's going to be pro wrestling seminars. There's going to be obviously jiu-jitsu. So much activities going on at FightCon. We did it last year. This year, we're actually having fights. I'm really excited about it. The card that you put together it's solid. Any other highlight fights that you want to?
Lane Dalton, who has been just trying to fight for our welterweight title, be fighting Spencer Hansen from Excite MMA. who's, he's stacked up a couple back-to-back really impressive wins. They'll be fighting for our vacant welterweight title. I think Chris Ventura versus Nate Ayers is as good of an amateur non-title fight as we're going to have at Fierce this year. I mean, those two are studs, and I'm really excited for that fight.
Who's Cross fighting?
Cross was fighting Nate Ayers. Unfortunately, he pulled out. That's why Chris Ventura just took that.
Gotcha.
He has an injury, but we'd like to see. Talking to Cross, the goal and the hope is that we'll still see him before the end of the year. Just October 3rd was a little too soon.
Gotcha. Man, big fights.
Always.
Is this so nothing's changed with the pay-per-view as well?
Nope.
So
Nope.
Perfect. So get the Fierce Fighting Championship app. Go download it. The whole catalog is on the Fierce app. It's really cool that it's so convenient too, because I got it on my Roku at home, so I can literally just go to the Roku app and
just turn them on.
Boom, right there. Yeah. Anything that we miss?
No, I think we're good, brother. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. You possibly fighting before the end of the year?
I hope so, but we'll see.
If you do, come back, talk about it.
We will.
And man, I think that's solid.
Appreciate y'all.
If you're looking for a gym, by the way, I was gonna say One Hit MMA. Go train with these guys. Jiu-jitsu class you teach 6 a.m.
6 a.m. kickboxing and jiu-jitsu class 6 a.m. Tuesday and Wednesday.
How is it being a coach?
I love coaching. I think it's very fulfilling. I think it's fun. So it's a good time.
I gave Hunter a shout out on the episode with Sajin. I need to give him a shout out in front of you, his pops. Very proud of that young man. That dude, he's a special kid, man. He's
a good kid. He
worked his little tell off at the Maverick Center, and it was my first time actually working with him. And
he gets it from his mom.
The kid is just got a good head on his shoulders. He came in, he was talking with me and my son and the rest of the crew before we started. And I'm like, man, just like, parents don't hear it enough, but you guys are doing a great job. So salute.
His mom's doing a great job.
Hillary slap him when he gets home. Y'all, make sure you follow Fierce Fighting Championship at Fierce Fighting Championship on Instagram. What's yours? You changed
Zack
it.
Fierce FC.
That's right. He changed it finally. It was Ridge. What was 72?
Ridge 79.
All right. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at Dre-Rocka, DRERAWKA. Another big shout out to our friend Jackson. Got married.
Hoops.
Sorry, I'm like thinking of all these shout outs at the end of the podcast when we're wrapping up. But definitely go support local MMA, support Fierce. Go get your tickets. Go check out everything, fiercefightingchampionship.com. Have the day you deserve. Always protect your light. We're out. Peace.